Hello, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Yes, if you're new on here, my name is Philip. This is Phil Reacts. Yes, today, it's definitely going to be my first time, hearing a Poppy album. So yeah, as you can see from the title, we are checking out Poppy's new album titled "Empty Hands," and I want to be completely honest with you guys. This is my first time, once again, ever listening to a full Poppy album. I've heard her name. I've obviously heard about Poppy. I know, she's known for blending genres, pop, metal, industrial, experimental, and I keep hearing that, she's one of the most, unpredictable artists, out there right now. But I have never, actually sat down and experienced, one of her projects, from start to finish, So once again, this is a, a blind, reaction. Yeah, no expectations, no preconceived opinions, and just pure first impressions. And that's honestly my favorite way to actually discover music. So yeah, from what I understand, Empty Hands leans in heavier, darker and more emotional. And apparently this album really shows who Poppy is as an artist right now. So I am super excited, and I'm also kind of nervous because I have no idea what I'm walking into. So yeah, if this is your first time here, once again, my name is Philip. I react to albums, classic tracks, and everything in between, and I try to keep it real and honest every single time. So if you love music breakdown and genuine first time reactions, make sure to actually hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads. All right, headphones on already. You can see from what I'm seeing here, this album has 13 songs, spans a little over 38 minutes and then 36 seconds to be exact. Wow, this is definitely going to be a hell of a ride. The album came out on the 23rd. That's like 6 days ago. I'm a bit late for this party, but like I always say, better late than never. Yeah, guys, without wasting much time, without further ado, we go into the first song titled Public Domain. Let's go. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
Isn't it peculiar how the chatter fails to offer any solace in the light of the truth?
Whoa. Okay.
Isn't it peculiar how the chatter fails to offer any solace in the light of the truth?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay. Whoa.
The biting dogs have got the itch. The future is a seething bitch. Maybe I'll be used by it. So maybe, just maybe, I've seen your face and face again in the horrors of the present tense. Believe only half of what you see and none of what they said.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay, guys. Yes. So that was the first song, Public Domain. And right away, I have to say, atmosphere. This feels like an opening statement. I mean, dark ambient textures, haunting vocal layers. It's definitely, setting a mood, more than, chasing a hook. Poppy, I mean, her voice, on the song, feels, distant, almost, ghost like. To me, it's given, welcome to the world of this album. Production wise, I'm already, hearing that industrial edge, creeping in, subtle distortion, spacey reverb, lots of tension. This is clearly, a cinematic intro, and I have to say that, I mean, what a way to actually, kickstart the album. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comment section. We'll move on to the second song, Bruised Sky. Let's go.
There's no hope to come for you. There's no one left to get close to.
Whoa.
Stuck in my chest. Can't keep it under my breath.
Yeah. Ooh. Here we go. This is hard. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Wow. Guys, I love this. Okay. Nice. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I love this. Yeah. Nice. Let's go. Damn. Whoa. Guys, the second song, Bruised Sky. that was hard. That was really, really hard. I feel like now we are stepping into that heavy territory. Those guitars really, really hit hard. I mean, this feels metalcore adjacent, with industrial flavor. A bit of industrial flavor. The contrast between her verses and then those aggressive choruses is crazy. Vocally, I mean, she's doing that thing where she sounds fragile one moment, then absolutely feral the next. Lyrically, I feel like this feels very, very internal, emotional exhaustion, pressure, maybe isolation. This is already a standout for me. You guys already could tell. I loved it, guys. Yeah. Moving on to the third song, titled Guardian. Let's go.
Ephemeral or eternal.
Whoa.
Where is the divide? They try to hold you to your spiral.
Okay.
Down.
Yeah.
They circle, unravel.
Okay.
Trying to devise a plan to drain you to the peril and cast you back to the hell I used to know. When other gods lose faith, the city's laid to waste. I will be there. I'll be your guide.
Yeah.
You're in my every breath. I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be there. I'll be your guide.
Yeah. Whoa.
Liars and the shallow.
Let's go.
Hiding from the light, and all the cowards count the hours down. There's crimson on the ever.
Let's go.
Modest dress in white, and all the villains taunting whispers remind you of the hell you used to know. When other gods lose faith, the city's laid to waste. I will be there. I'll be your guide. You're in my every breath. I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be there. I'll be your guide. So keep your petty ties on me.
Let's go.
'Cause this time we have is all we need to fight eternally.
Yeah.
When all the gods lose faith, the city's laid to waste. I will be there. I'll be your guardian. You're in my every breath. I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be the one. I won't leave you
Wow.
when other gods lose faith.
Okay.
Cities laid to waste. I will be there. I'll be your guide.
Let's go.
In my every breath, I'll give you all that I have left, but I'll be there. I'll be your guide.
Whoa.
The wreck, we leave it behind. I'll be your guardian.
All right, guys. Yes, that was the third song off of this album. Guardian. After listening to it, I say this one feels more melodic, but still dark. I love how the chorus opens up. It's almost anthemic. The production is clean but thick, layered guitars, punchy drums, and those background vocal harmonies. They definitely add depth, if you ask me. I mean, emotionally, this feels protective, defensive, like building walls after being hit. I mean, her vocal control here is beautiful, and I loved it. Like I said, yes. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments section. We move on to the fourth song, Constantly Nowhere. Let's take a listen, guys.
Every call was close, and now I know I am constantly nowhere on the room.
Oh,
I felt a weight
okay.
over my shoulders. How did I know? There's more to unravel.
Okay, so the fourth song, which is only 28 seconds, Constantly Nowhere. I have to say that, I mean, the title alone, is heavy. This one leans more atmospheric. I mean, slower burn. Poppy, sounds vulnerable, on this 28-second track and almost defeated, but still fighting. This feels like a, mental, health track. That sense of, being lost, stuck and a bit disconnected, very, very relatable, I have to say. Yes, I mean, the only downside for me is the fact that, I mean, this song is only 28 seconds, Yeah, so we are moving on to the fifth song titled Unravel. Let's go.
If every wait is forever, is it worth all the trouble it's caused? My vacant eyes can't read the room. They run me like a spectacle.
Yeah.
I cut to the point. I'm switching gears. I'm pulling an knee-jerk first response.
Okay.
Now I'm feeling full. I didn't contain the feeling at all. Watch me unravel.
Yeah.
Tangled in the thoughts of a doubt.
Okay.
Silence in the shadows.
Wow, guys, I like this.
Pull me right back down again. Watch me unravel. Tangled in the thoughts of a doubt. Silence in the shadows.
Yeah.
Lift me up to tear me back down. Unravel. Cursing the light.
Wow.
Falling forward, I dream to be true. Scratching my throat.
This one hits, really, really hits emotionally, guys. I love it.
Hold me like I want you to. I cut to the point. I'm switching gears. I'm sorry. I blame my own design. Now I'm feeling full. I didn't contain the feeling at all. Watch me unravel.
Okay.
Tangled in the thoughts of a doubt. Silence in the shadows.
Whoa.
Lift me up to tear me back down. Unravel. Closing my eyes, I fell through the sky. And madness is what keeps us all together. Circling twice.
Yeah.
Reveling spite. Eternally tied.
Whoa. Whoa.
Watch me unravel. Tangled in the thoughts of a doubt.
Okay.
Silence in the shadows. You lift me up to pull me right back down again.
Okay, guys. Yes. So that was the fifth song titled Unravel, and I have to say this one really, really hits emotionally. I mean, I feel like this is where the album really, really starts digging deep. The chorus feels definitely feels massive, but sad, all at the same time. The lyrics feel like an emotional collapse, relationships breaking, identity slipping. I love the way the guitars swirl, into the chorus, super cinematic. I mean, I have to say this one, might be one of the emotional centers of the album. That's like my my personal opinion. I loved it. Move on to the said song titled "Dying to Forget." Let's go. Nice. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. Let's go. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, yeah. The said song, "Dying to Forget." I mean, with this one, I feel like the tempo, picked up, picked back up. The track, feels angrier, more aggressive vocals, tighter riffs, almost punk energy mixed with metal. The hook, super super catchy, but bitter. I mean, she's talking about trauma here, if you ask me. I mean, wanting to erase memories, trying to, escape some level of pain. This really, really goes hard. Really, really goes hard. And I feel like, performing this live, will definitely be out of this world. I can feel it. Yeah. So the seventh song, Time Will Tell. I think she has a video, for this song out, which I'm yet to watch and react to on my main channel, But first time hearing this song, so let's do just that.
It's never gonna leave you now, 'cause time will tell.
Yeah.
If violence follows you too.
Okay.
Posture sustains. I undo what the stitches have done. Tell me, has it all been worth the pain?
Whoa.
Why do all the crooks keep calling me home? I open my lungs.
Yeah.
real smoke of another was. I've become elastic force to change.
Wow.
I know all the iron will never stop. If you let it in, it's never gonna leave.
Okay.
'Cause time will tell.
Yeah.
If violence follows you too. And time will tell.
So whoa.
Our bones relay, amalgamate with the sins in our blood. Why are all the ruins in your way? Why were all my heroes supposed to stop? I'm flooded with haste. I'm cursing your name to the wind as it was. Why does
Whoa.
every loser think they're brave? I know all the iron will never stop. If you let it in, it's never gonna leave you now.
Let's go. Okay. Whoa.
Cause time will tell if violence follows you too. And time will tell, pulling the veil of who you are.
Okay. Yeah, so that was the seventh song, Time Will Tell. Like I said, already has a video out, which I'm yet to watch and actually react to on my main channel. But after listening to the song feels reflective, more mid-tempo, more space, in the production. Her vocals, definitely, front and center. I mean, very, very intimate. Lyrically, this song, I feel like it's more about patience. So it's more about healing, letting things, play out. Nice emotional reset point, in this album, in my opinion. I loved it. Yeah. Going to the 8th song titled Eat the Hate. Let's go. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Use your tongue to clean it up.
Yeah.
Anonymous and hiding from my cure. Bang, bang, bang. What? Someone's gotta capture this. Better not hypocrite. The world's still gonna turn around if your heroes are terrified. I'll eat the hate. I'll eat the hate. I'll eat the hate. 'Cause you'll complain either way. So eat the hate.
Okay, yes. The 8th song, Eat the Hate. This one is nasty. You know, this is straight in attitude. I mean, heavy guitars as always, in the industrial textures, aggressive delivery. I feel like this one, feels like a middle finger, to critics, to haters, to expectations. That energy, the energy here on the song is crazy. I mean, this is definitely gym music for sure. I mean, this is rage music, and personally I love it, guys. Yeah. Moving on to the ninth song, titled what? The Weight. Yeah, let's go.
I haven't the time, and I can't contain myself. The lack of concern that's on my mind is a privilege. Often a fate of rage. Either way,
Wow.
the day is yours, not mine. Careers are raised, commonplace. Do it so as I always do. This could all be gone in a moment.
Wow.
Or a persistent break the fall. In the back of your head, do the sirens keep getting louder? There's a life in the rest, fill the void that was left.
Wow.
Darling, is it the time? All the places forever worth the wait.
Yeah. Ooh.
What pleasure will you find if you entertain yourself? Same punch in the air. Watch the freedom causing you to lose your sight. This could all be yours in a moment, only if it's really what you like. In the back of your
Yeah.
head, do the sirens keep getting louder? There's a life in the rest, fill the void that was left by another. Darling, is it the time? All the
Okay, guys. So that was a ninth song titled "The Wait." I feel like this one runs into the tenth song. You know, and after listening to it, right away, I mean, the atmosphere, pulls you in. It's not loud or chaotic. I love the fact that it's controlled, it's restrained, almost tense. You can feel the sense of anticipation, throughout the whole track. Like everything, is being held back on purpose. The production feels, spacious and moody. Giving poppies and vocals room to actually breathe, and that really really helps the emotions land. Vocally, I mean, she sounds vulnerable, but steady. There is this quiet strength in her delivery, not over singing, not trying to be dramatic, just letting the feeling sit there. That subtle approach actually makes it hit harder. You can tell this song is more about mood and reflection than just big hooks. What really really stood out to me after listening to the song is how patient the song is. It doesn't rush to pay off. Just lives in that feeling of waiting, emotionally, mentally, and honestly. I mean, I feel like that fits the title perfectly. The instrumentation stays minimal but effective. I mean, slowly building tension without exploding into anything flashy. I mean, it feels intentional lyrically. I mean, it comes across as deeply introspective. Like, I mean, she is sitting with uncertainty, processing things internally, rather than just fighting them. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, I mean, it's to me, it's one of those tracks and that I feel like feels personal, almost like you are listening in someone's private thoughts. Yeah, overall the weight feels like a quiet standout. I mean, to me, it's not meant to be a radio banger. It's a mood piece, a late night a headphone type of song. So yeah, I loved it. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comment section. Yes, we are moving on to the 10th song. If you are following the light, yeah, like I said, I think the weight runs into that song, but I could be wrong. Let's take a listen. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Let's go. Whoa. Okay. Okay, guys. So that was the 10th song, titled "If You Are Following the Light." And I mean, after finished, listening to this song, I feel like this track, really took me on a journey. I mean, right from the start. I mean, it pulls you as a listener in, with this atmospheric, almost ethereal vibe, and then slowly builds into something much heavier and more emotional. I mean, I feel like that's the classic, poppy right there. I mean, blending the softness with intensity in a way that feels both haunting and powerful. Vocally, as always, she sounds incredible. There is this fragile, vulnerable tone, in the verses, and then when the chorus hits, I feel like it opens up, into something much bigger and much and more cinematic. You can really feel the emotion behind the lyrics. I mean, it comes across like a song about searching for hope, connection, or some sort of direction, even when things feel uncertain. Musically, I loved how the production evolves. It starts subtle, almost dreamy, then layers in distortion, a bit of drums and those gritty textures that give it that industrial, alternative edge. I feel like a poppy is known for. The contrast between light and dark, throughout the song, is honestly one of the strongest parts for me. I mean, by the end, I mean, this song really feels cathartic. Like everything finally comes together. It's not just a song you casually listen to. It's one that you actually experience, in my opinion. I mean, overall, I feel like this track feels personal, it feels emotional and powerful. So yeah, I mean, if you are into music that blends melody with heaviness, and actually makes you feel something, I feel like this one definitely delivers. Yes. We are moving on to the 11th song, titled Blink. Let's go.
What I had loved the most, now I've outgrown. If you were meant for me, then I'll let go. It was a blink and now it's over. If you should know, I'll hold you under my wrist.
Okay, guys. Yes. So that was Blink. Unfortunately, this song, is like only 44 seconds. And wow. I mean, what a moment of emotional intensity, tucked into this album. I feel like Blink, is one of those short but deeply impactful pieces, on this album, Empty Hands. That I mean, feels like a breath between the heavier, more chaotic tracks. The way Poppy delivers the lines, with this atmospheric and almost reflective tone, it really hits you with the theme of the memory fading almost instantly, like it was just a moment, literally in a blink of an eye. Musically, I mean, it's quieter, more introspective than the rest of the record, giving us this I mean, I feel like a fragile, almost melancholic interlude, before the next track ribs hit. You can feel the vulnerability in her voice, like she is admitting that something important was gone before she even fully grasped it. And that emotional tension, it makes it stick with you more, more than its runtime might suggest. Yes. And yeah, after listening to it, I mean, what's cool is how Blink sets up the next song. It's like Poppy intentionally uses this quiet moment as a story beat in the album's emotional arc. I mean, between all the industrial energy and metalcore punch of this album, I feel like this track feels like an emotional core, reminding you as a listener that even in chaos there is space for quiet reflection. Yeah. Like I said, this one runs into the the 12th song, Ribs. Yes, let's take a listen. Wow, I love this, guys.
Can I
Okay. Yeah.
To hide all the color is a mess. Is there a means? Is there an end to this? If I close my eyes, I can feel you vanish into blinding light. To a word I can't recognize now. I splinter and divide. But go on breathing, leave me to my own device. Time was all I need to see it.
Whoa.
You took a twist of a memory that we made.
Okay.
If I close my eyes, I can feel you vanish into blinding light. To a word I can't recognize now. I splinter and divide.
Okay.
Go on breathing, leave me to my own device. Time was all I need to see it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, guys. So that was the 12th song titled Ribs. And I mean, after listening to it, all I have to say is, as usual, wow. I mean, this track really, really sits heavy in the chest. I mean, from the very first moments, as a listener, you can feel that moody, industrial, atmosphere, creeping in. Poppy definitely pulls you into the dark, intimate space, where vulnerability, I feel like meets aggression. The production feels cold and, I mean, mechanical, but her voice, her vocals, bring in that emotional warmth, and that contrast, is what really, really makes this song hit. I have to say, what stood out to me most, is how this song, balances in softness, with intensity. I mean, she starts almost fragile, then gradually, builds into those distorted layers and and heavier textures. To me, it feels like emotional pressure, stacking up, until it finally explodes. You can tell, this isn't just a song. It's it definitely feels like a release. Lyrically, it comes across, as deeply personal. Then I feel like there is this theme of wanting connection so badly, it almost hurts. Like, I mean, you are trying to hold on to love, or some level of meaning, inside your own body. I mean, it's raw, it's uncomfortable in the best way, and very, very on brand, for Poppy's darker era. Vocally, I mean, she's incredible as always. I mean, she's definitely incredible on this song. I mean, she moves effortlessly between gentle melodies and harsher tones, and that switch up, really, really keeps you locked in, the whole damn time. Nothing, felt wasted. Every sound to me, felt intentional. Yeah. So overall, Ribs, feels haunting, emotional, and powerful. To me, it's not a casual listen. It's the kind of track you sit with. Definitely one of those songs that I feel like grows on you the more you replay it. Yeah, if I have to sum it up, this is poppy. Digging deep. I mean, blending vulnerability with a little bit of chaos, and honestly, it works. Yeah, we are moving on to the final song off of this album. The title track, Empty Hands. Let's take a listen. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Wow. Whoa.
Real faded dreams, open doors to nowhere that I haven't been in the sea.
Whoa.
Gnashing of my teeth, the feeling of insanity. Now what's become of you? It's looking under me.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, guys. Yes. So that was the final song. The title track for this album, "Empty Hands," and wow. I mean, right from the jump, you can feel that heavy, industrial energy, creeping in. But what really got me is how Poppy, balances chaos with control. The production is thick, it's definitely aggressive. Those distorted guitars, and pounding drums, feels almost suffocating. In the best way. Yet, her vocals, cut straight through everything. I love how she switches between that, haunting, almost delicate tone and full on rage mode, so smoothly. I mean, it's honestly impressive, I have to say. Emotionally, this song feels like a release. There is this strong sense of frustration, a bit of loss and defiance, wrapped into the lyrics. Like, I mean, she's confronting something that drained her, and I mean, walking away with nothing, but also, with strength. That empty hands, theme to me really hits hard, especially when paired, with how intense the instrumentation becomes, towards the end. After listening to this song, what really stood out, for me is the closing section. I mean, this track, just keeps building, getting darker and heavier, and instead of giving you an easy resolution, it leaves you sitting in that raw feeling. I mean, it feels intentional, uncomfortable, and powerful, and very, very on brand, for Poppy's evolution, into this heavier sound. Overall, this is not a casual listen. As always, I mean, this is more like a headphones on, volume up, kind of song. So yeah, if you are into alternative metal, industrial vibes, or just music that isn't afraid to get ugly, and emotional, this one definitely delivers. So guys, let me know what you guys think about this particular song down the comment section. Yeah. So now, after sitting with this album and listening to it all the way through, I really, really want to slow things down for a minute and really, really talk about what I just experienced, because this album, Empty Hands, I have to say, really, really surprised me. I mean, for a first time listener, I mean, this being my first ever Poppy album, I didn't come in with expectations, but what I got was something way more focused, emotional, and intentional, than I anticipated. I mean, this isn't just a collection of heavy songs, if you ask me. I mean, this feels like a personal statement. For the overall vibe of this album, I mean, it's up there. I mean, the biggest thing that stood out immediately is how cohesive this album feels. So even though Poppy jumps between aggression and a bit of vulnerability, the emotional tone stays consistent throughout. There is this constant feeling of tension, like she's carrying weight on every single track. I mean, the album feels dark but not empty, heavy but not chaotic. I mean, it feels controlled. You can tell there is a purpose behind every sound choice. Production wise, the album is super polished, but still raw. The guitars hit hard. The drums feel punchy, and the atmospheric layers definitely give everything depth without overcrowding the mix. Nothing feels accidental. Yeah. For the vocal performance on this album, I loved it. I mean, we definitely have to talk about it. I mean, Poppy really, really went, and she surprised me, honestly. I mean, she doesn't just sing, in my opinion. She performs emotionally. One moment, she is soft and fragile, almost whispering pain into the mic, and the next she's aggressive, distorted, and confrontational. That contrast to me is one of the strongest parts of this album. She definitely knows exactly when to pull back and when to explode. I mean, tracks like Unravel, Ribs, and Constantly Nowhere really, really showcase her vulnerability, whilst songs like Eat the Hate and Bruised Sky show her ability to actually lean fully into heavy energy. That balance is so impressive, I have to say. For the instrumentation and production side of things, it was something else, and I mean that in the best possible way. Musically, I feel like this album sits in that modern metal industrial space, but I love the fact that it never feels generic. The guitars are thick, they are aggressive, but they also know when to step aside and let emotions breathe. The bass carries a lot of atmosphere. The drums feel tight and mechanical, at times, almost industrial. And those subtle, synth textures in the background definitely add this haunting quality to everything. The production definitely deserves the major credit here. I mean, it's clean, it's cinematic and layered, but still, leaves room for some grit. Nothing sounds overproduced. It sounds intentional, and I love it. Lyrically, for the lyrics and then the themes, side of this album, I feel like lyrically, this album feels deeply personal. There's a lot about emotional exhaustion, isolation, trauma, letting go, defending yourself, trying to heal. Certain songs on there like Unravel, to me feels like emotional breakdown. I mean, Eat the Hate, feels like a response, to criticism and pressure. Ribs, I have to say, feels painfully vulnerable. And I mean, throughout the album, there is this recurring idea, of being worn down, but still standing. I feel like that's where the title "Empty Hands" really makes sense. It feels like she's walking away, from something, with nothing, but also freedom. Yeah. Few of the sound tracks for me, my personal picks. For me personally, I love Bruised Sky, because of its insane energy and huge chorus. I love Unravel, because of its emotional, centerpiece. Because I feel like it's the emotional centerpiece of the album. I love, Eats the Hate. Pure attitude and aggression. Ribs, Ribs for the fact that it's raw and intimate. These tracks really hit me on first listen. Yeah. So for my final thoughts, I feel like where do I land on this album, Empty Hands? Honestly, for a first poppy experience, I feel like this was really powerful. This album doesn't chase trends. It doesn't try to be cute. It doesn't feel like it's made for radio. To me, it feels like an artist expressing pain, growth, and strength. Through heavy music. It's dark, it's emotional, it's aggressive. But it's also beautiful. In its own way. I respect albums that feel honest, and this feels honest. If you ask me, if I had to rate it on first listen, I'm sitting around 8.5, out of 10. This is an album that grows with repeat listens, and I already know certain tracks are gonna hit even harder the second time around. Yeah, that's just me. That's just what I think about this entire album. But I really want to hear from you guys. Was this your favorite Poppy album, or where does this rank? Which track on this album hit you the hardest emotionally? Should I go back to react to the older projects, my next, album reaction? Please drop your thoughts down in the comment section, and let's actually talk about it. Guys, if you enjoyed this reaction and breakdown, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Yeah. If you stuck with me to edit the video, you're loved. You're very much appreciated on here. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.